Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you are a long-form YouTube creator looking to squeeze way more views out of your content on TikTok, Reels, or Shorts, then this episode is absolutely for you. We are going to show you the exact process to turn your standard horizontal YouTube videos into vertical, thumb-stopping clips without having to completely re-edit everything from scratch. I will walk you through two practical ways to do this: the tried and true manual approach, and a much faster, smarter way using an AI tool to automate the entire tedious process. Let's get a quick reality check out of the way, because YouTube's 16:9 landscape format simply does not play nice with TikTok's 9:16 portrait format. If you just upload your horizontal file to TikTok, you will either get those ugly black bars on the top and bottom, or your main subject will unfortunately get awkwardly chopped off. To make content that actually works natively across both platforms, you usually need to reframe, crop, or completely redesign the original shot composition. And yes, this entire process can become extremely boring and incredibly time-consuming if you are doing it manually for every single piece of long-form content you publish. But the good news is that you absolutely do not have to stick with that slow, painful method. Let's start with method 1, which is the manual route, following the traditional editor workflow you might already know. If you are the hands-on type who prefers having absolute total control over every single pixel, this is how you would typically do it in any non-linear editor like Premiere or Final Cut. First, you import your entire long YouTube video file into the project and drop it onto the main editing timeline. Next, you need to change the project's aspect ratio setting to 9:16 and 16, which makes your entire project vertically oriented rather than horizontal. Now you will see that original wide shot perfectly framed inside that new, very tall canvas, which often means the framing doesn't look right. So you either scale and reposition the original clip carefully to keep the main subject in the most important area, or you must aggressively crop and key in on just that crucial part. To handle those empty side spaces that inevitably appear, you can add a soft, blurred background by duplicating the clip, scaling it up significantly, and applying a blur effect. You should also import and add vertical native titles and big, attention-grabbing captions because TikTok viewers are scrolling incredibly fast. Finally, you export the finished vertical file from your editor and upload it directly to your preferred short-form platform. This manual method absolutely grants you total creative control over the final product, but the downsides are painfully obvious. It is slow, it is repetitive, and you have to start over for every single long video. If you are someone who produces multiple vertical clips every single week, this tedious manual task quickly becomes a significant workflow bottleneck stopping your growth. Now let me show you the technology that completely changed how I repurpose my long content: the AI tool called Vizard. Think of this platform as your own personal AI-assisted content machine that turns hours of long video into ready-to-post vertical clips automatically, finding highlights and reframing everything for mobile. The first step is incredibly simple. You just upload your long YouTube video right onto Vizard's clean dashboard, either by dragging the file or pasting a link. Next, you pick your desired output format, which in this case you would simply choose the TikTok or Shorts 9:16 vertical setting. Then you simply let the Vizard AI analyze the entire video clip because it scans everything to detect moments with high energy or key phrases. The AI specifically looks for strong facial expressions, laughter, or reaction moments, which are the things that almost always perform the best as short-form clips. Vizard then auto-generates a whole bunch of short, sharp clips for you, and each one is already perfectly cropped to 9:16 with the main action staying safely in the frame, 10 with the main action. You get to preview all these new clips in a dedicated, easy-to-use timeline where you can tweak the exact in and out points if necessary. But wait, this tool is much more than just an automatic clip cutter. It is specifically engineered for creators who need to produce content at volume. Features like auto-editing viral clips intelligently pick the very best segments, while the auto-schedule function lets you set posting frequency and automatically queues clips for all your platforms. Furthermore, the content calendar feature keeps everything perfectly organized, so you can preview your entire week or month of posting in one glance. This means instead of spending 2 frustrating hours just making one single vertical edit, you can realistically get 15 high-quality clips in the time it takes to even open your primary editor. So why does this matter compared to the classic methods? First, the AI actively finds viral moments that you, immersed in the content, might have completely skipped over. Second, the ability to batch process and auto-schedule is a huge factor for consistent growth, something standard editors simply cannot do for you. Third, and most importantly, it fundamentally saves you time, which directly translates to more content being published, more tests being run, and more chances to go viral. When quickly comparing tools, software like Filmora or CapCut are great for manual work and offer auto-reframe, but their AI usually just tracks movement, not necessarily the best punchy moment. Then there is Adobe Premiere Pro, which offers immense professional power and control, but it is expensive and carries a very steep learning curve that is not ideal for quick churning. Dedicated scheduling platforms are useful for posting, but they completely skip the cutting and creative side, meaning you still have to do all the editing elsewhere. The Vizard advantage is that it bridges that entire gap by handling the editing, the vertical optimization, and the scheduling, all within one unified place. Plus, its specific clip selection logic is intelligently tuned for maximum social performance, which is far more valuable than simple motion tracking. Here's a practical workflow that I personally use, so feel free to steal this entire system for your next piece of content. After you finish a long stream or a podcast recording, the first step is to upload that full, uncut video directly into the Vizard platform. Next, you let the AI run its magic and produce a large batch of potential candidate clips for you to review quickly. Once they are ready, you quickly scan through the clips and flag about 10 favorites, looking specifically for strong hooks in the first 3 seconds or sudden emotional shifts. Then you use the simple Vizard interface to add those bold, eye-catching captions and maybe even a short opening hook frame to tease the payoff. The fourth step involves scheduling those finalized clips directly within the content calendar. At times, you already know your audience is most active online. Finally, you monitor the performance results closely, and if a clip underperforms, you try re-editing the first 2 seconds or swapping to a more obvious headline caption. Here are a few handy tips to help you immediately start getting even better results from your repurposed content. Always aim for really clear hooks that tie the clip to a quick question, a surprising statement, or a direct challenge right in the first couple of seconds. Remember that faces and genuine reactions perform the absolute best because viewers connect much better with direct eye contact on their small mobile screens. Ensure your text overlays are always kept large and extremely readable, because those vertical screens are surprisingly small when people are scrolling. Sound quality is crucial, so if your dialogue is ever unclear, make sure you add clear subtitles and a subtle background music bed to help retain attention. The final tip is to embrace the batching process and iterate constantly, never obsessing over one single perfect edit when volume is the goal. Now, there are still specific scenarios where you will absolutely want to open up your professional and nonlinear editor. Think complex visual effects shots, multi-camera syncing that requires precise cuts, or when you are crafting a very specific vertical storyboard that the AI just cannot guess. But for repurposing standard talking head videos, interviews, podcasts, or live stream highlights, the AI will get you 80 to 90% of the way there in a fraction of the time. So, to wrap things up, you can stick with the old manual method of changing aspect ratios and manually cropping, which gives control but severely eats your time. Or you can lean into the modern AI-first workflow, which finds the best moments, reframes them for mobile, and even schedules them out for you automatically. For the vast majority of creators who are serious about scaling their short-form output and maintaining consistency, this AI approach is a massive time saver and a genuine growth multiplier. I highly encourage you to try it just on a single long video and see exactly how many good usable short clips you manage to get from that one file. Even if you don't use every single clip, the sheer volume of content allows you to test different thumbnails and opening hooks much faster than before. If you want, drop a link to your channel in the comments below, or simply tell me what type of content you make, and I will personally give you ideas on how to chop it into viral short bites. If you found this detailed walkthrough helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss future tips on growth and creator tools. Also, make sure to tell the community which method you are going to try first: the manual editor, the AI tool, or a combination of both, and what ultimately worked best for you. Alright everyone, that is everything for today's deep dive. Now go turn that mountain of long video into a satisfying stack of vertical wins. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.